What pain is going to be inflicted on us this episode, I wonder? What kind of heartbreaking situation? Violet looks tired, just her body language. Alright, beyond enemy lines. The former enemy. I know just the person for this job. Right, the anti-peace faction. That unfortunate name. Like Thorkel. If only we had someone who was just a killer robot-like fighter. We all know where this is going. There's a huge opportunity for some kind of, not penance, but, I don't know, revisiting old wounds for Violet. There's a small chance there's actually some action in this episode. I mean, it seems unlikely that like full war would break out, given that there's not many episodes left. That would be a weird way to end things. But more importantly, it's sort of crazy to imagine Violet crossing those lines and diving into the humanity of what was at one time an enemy soldier that is on the side of those she was fighting and that took the Major's life, returning to the same world but with an entirely different perspective. Meaning it won't be the same world for Violet. It's a weird clash of the past and the present. Oh, she just went rogue, sort of. She just took it upon herself. Yeah, maybe she just couldn't resist the pull. She knows how significant it is for herself. She's opened a door that she can't close. I feel like she has such great instincts for exactly what she needs, you know, the situation she needs to put herself in. This is something that's haunting her, you know, and she's just throwing herself into it, which is terrifying, but great. Can't menace. Welcome to the north. I'm expecting Armstrong to show up. Will they weaponize the refugees? So it's not like war is breaking out, it's like it's already begun. There's like a mini war, a tinier war, already being fought. But a small unit could cross. Damn. The dedication to her job, which really is dedication to other people, I guess. And at heart is just her quest to unlock herself. It's crazy enough to work. You're just the kind of crazy we need around here. It'd be hilarious if it turned out this whole show is just propaganda for the post office. That's all the motivation we needed. That scared the crap out of me. Oh, what? This might end up with just Violet and one guy fighting for survival. Was that the enemy side we just saw? Oh no. We might even be getting both sides, given that he has a face. I'm here to help you write letters. It says Violet, who shows up to this. Oh my god. That's so dirty. Did he miss on purpose? Seems like he didn't want to take that shot but was ordered to, so he did it a second time. Whoa! What the hell? This has got to be such a crazy moment for Violet. No, drop me off. But that was the person who was hiring her to write the letter, right? She's going in out of, I don't know, need? When Violet gets dropped into the group of Jaegerists, it'd be hilarious if she just drops down with no parachute. But she has one at least. I thought she was gonna land on her feet. Just straight drop. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly, after she ran on water. It's the angel of death, and also your salvation. Speaking of action, damn that enemy running though. Why is she so terrifying? She's gotta be a legend. She was key in ending the war, the main war. Soldier Maiden. Yeah, she would be legendary. You'd expect that, right? with her looks and her achievements. The war is over, because Violet is here. Speaking of Thorkel, who would win in a fight between Violet and Thorkel? Violet Evergarden at your service, curtsy. I will go anywhere that you request. There is something to this. There is something to the girl aspect of this letter writing service, the doll service, isn't there? There's some weird, like, sexual undertones to the whole doll thing. Well, maybe I'm overreading it. Is it just me? It's like an escort, like a letter writing escort service. That also gives a really bizarre reading to the word doll. Also, I don't think any of them are shown to have boyfriends, right? Can he actually make it? What about Maria? What? What? Yeah. Oh. Oh man, it hurts. Goodbye. I think about this all the time. One of my biggest goals, one thing that keeps me going, is being so solid in my life that my parents are at ease and are, happy for me and proud of me. Even more than that, I really want a chance to be able to give back to them. I want to help them retire and I want to help them live the lives that they want to live but feel like they're unable to live. And I am so panicked about not having the time to do that. I know I'll be able to do it someday, but who knows how much time I have left, One of my biggest fears is having that dream unfulfilled. So it's extra painful for me to watch this because of the helplessness. There's nothing that he can do. And I understand how badly he must have wanted it. It's going to break their hearts, obviously. But he literally dictated the letter, so her job is pretty much an easy one. There's an unwritten letter we need to write still. Maybe it's one that's harder for him to write. We got what we needed. Whoa, wait for me, huh? How much more can Violet take? She's already so broken down. She's like walking through the fires of hell. Huh? What did he say? What did he say? Oh, he said I love you, right? Another unrealized dream sequence. It's so profoundly lonely. Yeah, she'll definitely hold up her end of the obligation. She might deliver them personally. Oh, just her whole body language and everything. It's either going to totally break her or make her like the greatest person ever. So now Violet gets to witness it on both sides. Oh no, don't get excited for this. Brace yourself, Maria. It's a war letter. Oh no. And this is Violet too. Maria is Violet. Violet's change and development is just so great. It's so great to see her transform into this ultra empathetic human being from what I thought a cold Terminator robot. And Violet gave him some real warmth at the end. She did a really great thing for him. And for the family. Giving them their final connection. But she can't accept it. And it goes a lot deeper than just this incident. It's her powerlessness overall. It's, I guess, the final piece. I don't want anyone else to die. The piece that she just can't cope with. She can't bring herself to understand. Because it's sort of incomprehensible. You know, it's like true feelings of powerlessness in that way. Having something that feels essential to you, coming into clash with the things you realize you just can't bargain with. There's just no compromising. It just is what it is. And that's final. And will always be the case. The world is a really cruel teacher in that way, but also in a way I can't explain. There's a benevolence to it. It's like firm discipline. You know, there's like, this is just the rule of the earth. And it sort of forces you to make peace with it. If you continue to look at it, it forces you to grow. And maybe there's a strength in that. Violet is pretty battered down and broken. It's evident in every shot and everything she says. But one thing that I think is going right for Violet, and on a meta level, the show, which is part of what makes it so powerful, is it gives such a neutral space from which to evaluate this tragedy and properly grieve in a way that's okay. You know, I think it doesn't resist it or fight it. It just gives you it, and it loves you at the same time, if that makes sense. It's like, yes, this is terrible, and it's all right to have this space to explore how terrible and tragic it is. And somehow out of that comes real beauty. It provides an outlet for that kind of emotion in a way that's productive and healing. The show is all about dolls being kind of these neutral things from which you can pour out your emotions and actually experience what you've been burying in a way that allows you to have something like closure or catharsis. The show, I think, also is that itself. The show is a doll. It's giving us the same thing that Violet's going through. We get to see the people going through things that we all understand on some level, even if we don't have the exact same experiences. For me, it's been such a great experience to sort of unwittingly have all these things that I've been bottling up be pulled out of me through the reflection on the characters and events in a way that feels loving. It's hard to explain. It's okay, you know, that these things are terrible and they're hard, and life contains great tragedy and pain and disappointment and unrealized dreams, unrequited love, and there's a place for that. And beauty can exist simultaneously. In addition to that, there's something about this show that's so animalistic and raw, especially when it comes to relationships and sexuality. I mean, without being explicit, without being sexualized, it cuts really deep into the rawness of romance and sexual desire. In this episode, there's like that lost energy, you know, the relationship that never was between him and Maria. There's something about the depictions between people that cuts deep. Now that we're approaching the last episode, I'm wondering how it's gonna get resolved. I think there's a movie after that too, which I expect a little bit more resolution there. But Violet has been through so much and she's so raw, but I feel like we need a victory. You know, we need a way to kind of harmonize all these elements and all this pain, start to regrow like the flowers you saw a few episodes ago.